Hi. Tell me your first name.
My name's Justin.
Yes. And you've been in the Relax Sauna about 14 times in the last 3 days.
Yes, I have.
And what's your background?
My background is computer science. I have a PhD in artificial intelligence.
Very good. And to me, I saw you as like a duck to water. You just gravitated the sauna, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're in heaven.
I've tried a lot of different devices, saunas and other types of devices, as well as energy healing devices, subtle energy healing devices. And this is a very strong field. It's very mature. Provides relief immediately and cumulatively.
Yes.
Of course, I came back to relieve some pressure in my system.
And you purchased one, like I think
Yes,
the
I
first
purchased
day.
one the
Yeah.
second day.
Okay. And you came at 2 a.m. and you tried it for 20 minutes and you sweated.
The first day I came 2 a.m., came 5 a.m. I was a little busier, a little more adjusted to the time zone the next day, so I only came at 7 a.m.
Okay, good. And you've been in many saunas or many
I've been in
other.
many different devices. I've tried different devices, at different shows, etc. And the difference in energy fields is very, very obvious.
Yeah.
You just sit down, you can feel a very strong field coming through, compared to different devices that I've used. Not just saunas.
What kind of devices have you used?
You go to different health shows and
Yes.
everybody's got a different device. It does provide some relief and some value, but
Right.
it's not the same order of magnitude. It's not the same order of maturity that these devices are.
And so the Relax Sauna, what did it do for you the first time you got in?
Well, it provided relief, on that there were some stresses on my system.
Yeah.
And then it cumulatively, built upon that each time I went in. And then there's also nice sweat that seems to help a little bit with weight loss.
Yes.
And again, it's cumulative. I've only been using it for 2.5 days.
I mean, I've been to many shows, and you're one of the best groupies we've ever had.
It really works.
And
it really provides a lot of relief.
What kind of pain did you have, or a discomfort?
So it was around I got a little extra weight.
Yes.
And I did take 20 plus pounds off before.
Yes. Right.
But there was still stress down there between where the belly is and going down below that. And so it's relieved some of that stress that's there, and it's cumulatively been relieving it
Every day it was better and better.
Every time, yeah, it's definitely a very distinct improvement. So I bought one. I'm going to go back and do the same thing at home. So
You're talking about the energy fields about it.
Right. So I do research in energy fields. And,
Yeah.
I particularly, so I'm a computational scientist, so I
Yes.
look at all different types of scientific models, particularly AI. And in computer science, we look at every program or system or reasoning system, and we try and evaluate quantitatively. So when you start doing that, you start seeing that there are some better physics models, and these physics models are continuous versus discrete. But the crux of it is the spin. If you're spinning energy,
Yes.
You're getting more health effects, more life enhancing, and that's both at the particle level, the molecule level, and even this is at the subparticle level.
Right.
And so it expands up to the micro level that we live in. And so light waves, electromagnetic waves, is one of the key elements of that, of increasing spin of life enhancement. And so this has a very strong and it appears that it's not just strong, but it's also focused in at energy levels that are good for the human body. I'm judging that from my experience with it, but also the research that a lot of that I've seen associated with the sauna, Relax Sauna.
Now you've been in other saunas.
Yeah, but they're weak.
Yeah.
They don't. They provide a nice heat. They provide value. I find them health-wise very nicely. But and I went and when I first came and I said, "Oh, this is great. Let me go and see what's online and see what they're doing." And I looked and then I saw the devices and then I saw that they had these little mats, but then they've got these big semiconductor devices, 2 big ones, sitting in the Relax Sauna. I was going like, there's a huge difference, and there's a huge difference in the field. And when I had tested those others out, it was a small field, like many other devices. This was a very strong field, very big field, a lot of energy being put out. And so the difference in how you felt immediately was huge. And then, of course, the cumulative, well, you got to really feel it immediately in order to keep coming back for the cumulative. And the cumulative, it was definitely cumulative. Definitely is cumulative.
Was this subjective or objective or both?
Well, there's some, obviously subjective, so it's my own feelings.
Right.
You say subjective, but I've done tests, with hundreds of people, over 100 people, using different devices, and you find out how they sense things. So, you compare, my own sensing to their own sensing. Some of these people are more sensitive than me, some people are less sensitive than me. Most are, but there are some that are way more sensitive than me. And so I have a very good feeling of, sensing energy and sensing fields. So this was very concrete for me. It was not, I just feel a little. It was like, this is a very strong field, period, right at the beginning.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy just flowing right through. It's very concrete.
And how do you feel now?
I feel more relaxed, more relieved. I feel, because it also puts out this nice calming heat. So, I feel very nice from that. So it's a nice feeling. And the stress on the body is definitely less. So.
Great.
And I'll come back when I need a little more.
Yeah, you've only been in 14 times.
Yeah.
We may even reach 20 by the time today ends, or
it's possible.
Or at least 17 or 18.
It's not out of the question.
And your first name again was
Justin.
Justin, and so you've had a lot of experience in the realms of feeling energetic fields.
I've had far more than the average person.
Right.
There are people who are really deep into it, and I would say they have a large amount.
Sure.
But I definitely have a very solid built-up set of experiences. And as I said, I've worked with people and I've accumulated their experiences on certain devices that are not as mature. 100 plus people. So.
What do you think this will do for the average person who comes in and tries it? How do you see it helping them?
I see it as being a fantastic device that the average person will benefit very concretely, both immediately and cumulatively. I think it will provide a lot of health to them. It will open up, relax them. It will help cure the stresses in their bodies.
Yeah. So the first time you tried it, it did something.
Oh yeah.
And then now after all the 14 different times you've been in it,
builds up.
It builds up.
It builds up, and it continues to reduce the stress.
So it'll be
even with all the belly, it's still
right. So it'll be fun to talk to you in a month.
Year. Yeah, a month.
In a month, and see how you feel.
Yep.
Great. I look forward to reconnecting with you before then or then.
All right, sounds great.
Thanks a lot, Justin. Great. I'm going to turn it off now.